During the pandemic, one network in Minnesota billed the American government for roughly 90 million meals for hungry children. Investigators say most of those meals never existed. Of every dollar that program paid out, prosecutors say about 3 cents bought food. The other 97 built an empire. Mansions, luxury cars, jewelry. At least $250 million, the largest pandemic fraud in America. And when this reached a courtroom, someone tried to end it with a gift bag on a doorstep. $120,000 in cash. Spring 2020. Schools close, and for millions of American kids, school was not just class. It was where lunch came from. So Washington did something genuinely good. It flooded a child nutrition program with money, handed out through local nonprofits called sponsors. The mechanics were simple. Sponsors sign up meal sites. Sites report how many meals they served. The government pays per meal. The whole system runs on trust. And in 2020, to move faster, the rules were loosened. Restaurants could be sites. Meals could go to go. Paperwork, waived. Speed was the point. Oversight was the price. And in Minnesota, somebody had already done the math on that trade. Between the government's money and hundreds of meal sites stood one nonprofit, Feeding Our Future, run by its founder, Amy Bach. A sponsor has exactly one job: police the sites. Make sure the meals are real. Prosecutors say this sponsor did the opposite. It waved the fake claims through, they say, and collected kickbacks for every single approval. Now watch how stupidly simple the trick is. The government pays per meal served. So you don't serve meals, you invent them. You open a site. You file attendance rosters packed with children's names, invented names, kids who never existed. You claim hundreds of meals a day, then thousands. Nobody comes to count the plates. You just send the number in, and the number comes back as money. To hide it, they built shell companies, businesses that were only paperwork, invoices with no kitchens behind them. Cash bounced from company to company until nobody could say where it started. One meal site could throw off a dozen invoices. And the one organization paid to check the math, it was in on it, so the math was never checked. So the numbers grew and grew until they broke the laws of physics. Take one site, the Safari restaurant in Minneapolis, a normal place, doing about $600,000 a year before the pandemic. Starting July 2020, it reported something new. 5,000 children fed every day, 7 days a week. In about a year and a half, this one restaurant claimed more than 3.9 million meals and collected over $16 million for them. 5,000 kids a day is a stadium crowd. Picture that line, out the door, around the block, every day, in a lockdown. There was no line. There were no 5,000 kids. At another site, investigators finally did the thing nobody had done. They counted. The paperwork said 6,000 meals a day, average real turnout, about 40 people. Now multiply that lie by an entire network, nearly 300 separate sites. Together, they claimed roughly 90 million meals in under 2 years. And the money did what stolen money does. Luxury cars, real estate, jewelry, travel. Prosecutors traced it, purchase by purchase. About 3 cents of every dollar, they say, ever touched food. Remember that number. It comes back in a courtroom. A program built to feed hungry children was now a machine that turned imaginary meals into mansions. The only thing missing was somebody willing to look. Somebody looked. Minnesota's Education Department, the agency signing the checks. It tried to slow the payments. Feeding Our Future didn't apologize. It sued the department for holding up its money. The questions kept climbing, all the way to the FBI. Early 2021, agents started pulling the thread, matching claimed meals against real receipts, real attendance, real life. And the numbers collapsed the moment anyone actually touched them. January 2022, it goes loud. FBI raids hit Feeding Our Future and its network, offices, sites, homes, all on the same morning. Within weeks, the nonprofit was gone. Then came the charges. Not 1 or 2 people, dozens. Eventually, nearly 80 defendants. The Justice Department called it the largest pandemic relief fraud in the country. But charging 80 people is the easy part. The hard part is convincing 12 strangers in a jury box. Spring 2024. The first trial. 7 defendants. And while the jury deliberated, this case produced the single most brazen move of the entire saga. June 2nd, a woman walks up to a house, the home of a relative of juror number 52, and hands over a gift bag. Inside, $120,000, cash, banded stacks under the tissue paper. The message was simple: vote not guilty, and there is more where this came from. One of the accused had flown in from Seattle and followed the juror home just to get this address. But juror 52 could not be bought. The bag was reported the same night, the juror removed from the case. Prosecutors called it a chilling attack on justice itself. It backfired. 5 of the 7 were convicted. 5 more charged just for the bribe. All eventually pleaded guilty. Buying a verdict only proved how real the crime was. March 2025. Amy Bach, the founder who was supposed to guard this money, faces her own jury. Guilty on every single count. Her lead co-defendant, a restaurant operator, guilty on all 21 counts. Then the sentence, May 2026. 500 months, over 41 years, plus an order to repay more than $240 million. The judge's words were blunt. This was a fraud vortex, and you were at the epicenter of it. By 2026, around 66 guilty, 75 million clawed back, The rest, gone. 3 cents fed a child. 97 built an empire a courtroom took apart, number by number. Next time, she built his company, and he decided it never needed her.